everybody, it's Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm vlog today. Look what we got. I'm going to talk to you today about how to save a ton of money on fruit trees, okay? The best time of the year to plant your fruit trees is not the spring, it's the fall. It's this time of year. So we've gone to Lowe's, we've gone to Tractor Supply, we've gone to Home Depot, even though I don't like Home Depot. They denied me my veteran discount one time and I don't like going there. We went to these stores and we found all their fruit trees. All their fruit trees are discounted right now and the time to buy is now. I'm going to teach you how to save on your fruit trees. We got Steve with us today. He came down from Asheville, North Carolina, about a 3-hour drive to volunteer. Awesome, awesome. Thanks a lot again, Steve. We're out here just doing a few farm things, getting a few things done, unloading trucks, and we went and bought all this stuff. So let me show you what we got. Come on with me. Woo! Stoney Ridge Farm, Stoney Ridge. Woo! Right. So we ended up buying somewhere in the neighborhood of 55 trees, shrubs, blueberry bushes, weeping willows, maple trees, pink dogwoods, all sorts of awesome stuff. Fig trees, I don't know if I said fig or not, and we bought them out of their mums too. All these trees, somewhere like 60 plants, $200. 200 bucks, guys. Can you believe that? All these fruit trees. So now is the time to buy. You can go into your local Tractor Supply, into your local Lowe's, into your local stores here, just walk in the door and say, hey, I want all your fruit trees. The worse they look, the better it is for you. So think about that. You go out there and none of these trees have leaves on them, that's good. That's good for you. Just take your finger, scratch a little bit on the bark, make sure they're still alive. Most likely they're just fine. They haven't died of thirst or dried up. You got a good deal in some fruit trees. We've got, I'm going to say somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 more apple trees to plant. We're going to plant them all over back in here, back on the back side of the farm here where we just cleared some land. It's going to be really cool. Bring in the wildlife and my kids will have something to munch on in a few years, whenever I have kids, which might be soon. I don't know. We'll see. Stick on the vlog, you'll find out. So the real work begins now, right, Steve?
Right.
Steve's over here sleeping. The real work begins now. So we've got to plant these trees. And now we're going to plant them. We'll take you down. We'll show you the tool we're going to use to plant them. We're also going to go, in the next few vlogs, we're going to put a new gate up on the back side of the farm here to keep out people, because anytime there's an open road, people will go down it. That's it. It's just part of living in the country. Got to protect your investment. So let's go right around. We'll show you a little bit about what we've got, the tools we're going to use to plant all these here trees. All right, check this out. Look what else I got. A cool wood stove, guys. Got an awesome wood stove right here. A guy gave me a whole bunch of stuff. This came out of an old barn that was on my parents' farm, and the barn started falling in, and basically the only thing standing was the wood stove. So we came in, we plucked that guy out. When we take our tobacco barn, which is right up the hill here, right back there, and make it a cabin for you guys to come and stay on the farm, that'll be your wood stove. Awesome. Show you a few more things that somebody gave me. A rad old Coleman stove. Check it out. Check out this beast, guys. It's an old Coleman stove. Check it out. Hold on. I was so excited when I saw this thing. Look at that. Awesome. Old Coleman stove. Somebody just gave it to me. Man, this thing's got to be worth like 100 bucks on antiquecolemanstoves.com. I'll post a link. No, I won't. That's stupid. Look what else somebody gave me. Yeah. I tell you what somebody didn't give me. This awesome knife. Smith & Wesson. Pretty cool. I like it. It's got a little flicky picky button. Flicky picky. So here's a piece of equipment that we're going to hook up to the tractor here in just a minute. But first we're going to go over here and we're going to plant one of these weeping willow trees, because I've got the perfect spot to plant my weeping willow right down here. We're going to grab a couple buckets full of mulch that the timber guys left behind for me, and we'll plant this tree. Put the mulch around it, that way it'll hold moisture good, and you want a good wet spot to plant your weeping willow. So guys, we'll take our shovel here and we'll go, this is some mulch that the timber guys left behind for us. So we'll go ahead, we'll shovel in a couple buckets full of mulch, and that way we'll have some good mulch to put around our tree when we plant it. Guys, I can't say how awesome it is to have somebody just come up and help. It's just great. We're gonna get this tree put in the ground, kind of over a wet spot. I'll show you, we're gonna ride up on that here in a second. It pretty much stays wet right here. I don't know what the deal is. It's where the water runs off, but we're gonna plant that tree right over here on the edge of this wet area, and that way it'll grow good and pull some of that water out. So guys, when I'm choosing the spot for this tree, we want a spot that's gonna be near water, but also a spot that's going to drain fairly well. So I feel pretty comfortable about right here, and that's where we'll start planting. So I know I told you we're going to use the piece of machinery to do this. Well, it's just too darn wet to pull the tractor up in here. We'll mount the post hole digger / auger onto the tractor here in just a little bit. It's so much easier with two people, especially two guys that are strong enough to lift it. But for just this one tree, we're just going to dig a hole right here with the post hole diggers. Just that easy. It's kind of hard to kill a willow, but we've got a couple willows. I even thought about planting maybe 2 willows down here, and whichever one did the best, keep it, and the other one, let her go. So let's get busy digging. First thing I'm gonna do is show Steve here how I dig a hole with the post hole diggers. And the next thing I'm gonna do is hand it off to him, and you get to watch him do it. So learning this kind of stuff, even though it's just using a post hole digger, folks don't use this stuff. Folks don't know. Guys, you wanna hear something really funny? The girl at Tractor Supply that rang us up did not know that apples grew on trees. I wonder what this person thinks when they're driving down the road and they see an apple orchard. Do they just not know, or they don't care? I don't know. Guys, teach your kids this stuff. When you're driving down the road, put down the tablet and teach the kids what they're passing. Soybeans, cotton, corn. What are they seeing? What type of grass is it? What types of trees are these? Teach your kids these things, guys. I can't believe that we're losing this in our society. I cannot believe, as easily accessible as knowledge is, our society seems to be dumbing itself down for some reason. And I really don't see how that can happen. So once again, we're gonna learn together how to use the post hole diggers. He knows how to use a pair of post hole diggers, but he hadn't used it in about 20 years. So it's kind of like wiping your butt with your left hand. You just gotta figure it out. Woo! Hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize that because I said wipe your butt. So you see what to do here. You kind of loosen your spot up right there and take your loose dirt out. If you got roots, which you probably will, just cut through them a little bit. Guys, I'm much better at supervising. Just much better. You know, some people are just natural workers and some people are just natural supervisors. I'm a natural supervisor. Born and raised in the wilds of Southwest Virginia, back in the country. You got a big rock, a little rock.
A big root.
You got a big root.
Yep.
Well, it ain't got to be much deeper. So we got our tree in the ground. It's on to the next task. Around the farm where we planted grass seed, everything's looking great. Here, let me show you. So we're getting some good, pretty green grass coming up, but in some areas on the edges and around trees, they didn't take so well. So we're going to take the grass seeder and we're going to spread some grass seed around before it rains this weekend. We're going to take our Kentucky 32 fescue grass seed, which, if you haven't watched any of the other vlogs, the K32 grass is what we plant here on the farm. It's an endophyte-free grass, which an endophyte is a fungus that grows in fescue that cows don't like. Makes them sick. That's why we plant this stuff. And it grows up and has a little bit wider blade and is more drought tolerant. So we've got a seeder, okay guys? We've got one we can put behind our tractor, a broadcaster, but we're just doing small areas, you know, probably 200 square feet or less. So what we're gonna use here is this seed broadcaster, and this little doodad right here is awesome for doing your yard. If you're overseeding your yard in the fall or in the spring, you just hand crank this guy. Kind of goes over your shoulder. There's a little strap here that keeps getting tangled up. Arrgh. Goes over your shoulder like this, like an old mail pouch, okay? Or man purse. If you like a man purse, it's called a satchel. It's a satchel. And we'll put this satchel, fill it with grass seed, get out here, crank that dude, let it sling some seed. Now, the problem that you run into is that pouring grass seed out of this gigantic bag into that bag is a big pain in the butt. So, I had this old pot, and I use this old pot. I'll pour grass seed in the pot, and then I'll whoop, gently pour it into my seeder. I should entitle this video Stony Ridge Farmers Tips and Tricks. So something that most people probably struggle with, and I used to struggle with, is finding the darn right place to pull this string. So you can pull this string at some point on this string, you can just pull it and it goes and comes right out. Well, here's the trick that I found that works. All you have to do, find the end of your string, cut it off, always cut away from yourself, cut that off, and then get right here and see if you can find the right string to pull. And we'll attempt to do this for about 10 seconds. If it's not there, then it's on the other side. Once again, we cut that off, that little end, and we find the sweet spot, and whoop, magically, it opens. There's a little tip, a little trick. Something that might help you in your life one day. So here's our pail. This makes it so much easier. It pales in comparison to other ways. Pour it in there. It's all about finesse and being gentle. and breathing dust, evidently, because this dust tastes great. So we're gonna go over here, I'll show you an area, we'll seed that area. Then we're gonna go to another spot, a spot where we're gonna do some hunting this year, a spot where I'm gonna plant some clover so we can draw the deer in. Okay, so here's one of the areas that didn't get any grass seed on it, and I'll show you, I'm just gonna run around with this thing. I'll put the camera right up to it so you can see it flying out at some point, but right now we're just gonna broadcast seed over this and seed it really good, and when it rains, it's already moist, so it'll take really quick and it'll do really good. So I know some of you guys are wondering how this thing works, okay? If you've never used one of these little bag seeders, they're very handy. It's easier than getting out one of those roll behind your tractor seeders or any of that stuff. This is simple, easy, quick. And if you've got a yard that's less than a half an acre or even an acre and you want to overseed it, this really just makes sense. It's a lot less expensive, it's easy to use, and if you take care of it, it'll last you for years. I've had this for 6 years, okay? The way it works is there's a little tab right here. You pull the tab back, and the tab locks in behind this spring, and that allows seed to pour out right here, and then the broadcaster broadcasts the seed. Watch. A lot of stuff going on today, guys, putting out little fires that need to be put out. While I got some good help here, we're just knocking this stuff out. I've got right here some food plot blend, and basically this is plantable grazing virtually year-round. It's called Plot Spike Clover Blend, and basically it's labeled right here: chicory, clover, arrowleaf, crimson clover that's reseeding, and basically this will put an area of clover over here on the other side of the farm where we like to do a little bit of deer hunting. That's right, Stoney Ridge Farmer does a little bit of hunting. If you don't agree with hunting, that's your prerogative. But a man like me, I kill a deer, I put it in my freezer, and I eat it in a cold, cold winter day. And it sure does make my tummy happy. Got a big, beautiful place, and there's free food all around. Gotta take advantage of it. So we spread out a bunch of seed right here, and now we're gonna go roll a bale of hay onto the gator right here, and we've got a spot that's washing really, really bad, and we wanna go take care of that. We're gonna roll a bale of hay. It's fescue hay. We'll roll it out on the spot that's washing to stop that washing, stop the erosion. We're gonna back up to this hay bale pile, and we're gonna roll one of these 1,000-pound hay bales off here. We'll see how this goes. I've never done it before, but the idea is the stack's already leaning, should just roll right over on the gator. So let's get country and roll this thing off. Yeah. At this time, I'd like to thank our Lord Jesus for the gravity. Thank you, Jesus. So the next thing we got to do is we got to roll this guy off. We're going to roll him right on over here, and we're going to put it in the spot, I'll show you, in the spot that's washing right down through here. That's it. Another reason to use my trusty new friend. 1,000-pound hay bale. Good exercise. Here's the end result that we wanted. The hay bale rolled out, and we drove it basically right down through the area that was washing. So guys, if you've just seeded an area, or if you've just cleared an area, or if you just have an area in your yard that's washing, just get some straw, put it out on it. It'll grab that soil, hold it in place, and put seed in it. It does a good job, and it really works. So if you guys don't know how a 3-point hitch works, basically this point goes in right here on the tractor, and these 2 points go into these swinging arms here on the tractor. Now, this seems like it's all backwards and twisted and reversed. Well, it kind of is. The next thing that we've got to hook up is our PTO. So this is our PTO shaft. I'm ashamed this thing's sitting out here in the dirt, but we just got the barn built, so we're going to put it in the barn when we get done, and we're going to rig up some way to hang this from the roof so that it's suspended in the air and it's really easy to hook up next time. You're a support guy. So we've got this all hooked up. I want to talk to you a little bit about the safety, okay? This is our PTO shaft. It goes in here to our PTO drive on our tractor, okay? This is our auger. We want to stay clear of this auger. We also have to know that this PTO shaft has a plastic sleeve around it, and it has a couple chains that come with it. Well, these chains must be secured, and the safety issue is that while this thing's spinning, inside the plastic, the shaft is spinning, but the plastic is not spinning. If the plastic is spinning, it can catch you, it can catch a tree, it can catch something, a chain, and beat you to death. It can really, really harm you. So you gotta make sure you snap these little chains up. All right, so we're raising up and down good. Everything looks good there. Fire up our PTO. guys, we got everything all hooked up. Everything's good to go. We checked everything out. We made sure everything's moving like it should, going up, going down, all that stuff. Ready to plant trees, ready to plant posts and stuff like that. We've got to put a gate in over here on the other side of the farm at some point where we built our new road. So we'll go ahead and dig the holes for that. Got a lot of work to do in the next few weeks, next few days, so stick around on the vlog. I thank you so much for watching us today. We're just knocking out some things that we need to get done around the farm. Steve here was nice enough to come and help me on the farm. I appreciate it. Once again, second day of volunteering here on the farm, guys. And if you want to volunteer, you want to come out, have some fun, get outside, and at the end of the day, be proud of yourself. Kind of makes you feel good to get out here and do a little something. It's better than going for a hike in the woods and just getting to the top and going back down. At least you did something. You built something. You put your hands on something and maybe you even learned something. So guys, thanks for watching the vlog. Come on back and see me. I appreciate you. We're gonna go park the tractor, call it a day. Don't forget to click that like button, give me some thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and click the little bell. I think it's on this side. Click that bell down there to let you know when I have a new video up. Thanks a lot, guys. Just a little bit of honey doing today, all right?